There comes a point in life when you begin to notice the patterns, the same pain repeating itself, the same mistakes, the same endings, different people, different situations, yet somehow the feeling always returns. Some people grow up surrounded by anger, so anger becomes normal. Some grow up feeling unheard, so they stay silent even when they are hurting. Others spend years chasing approval because they were never taught how to value themselves without it. And without realizing it, people begin living in cycles they never chose, but somehow continue carrying. That is the dangerous thing about cycles. They become comfortable, not because they are good for us, but because they are familiar. You can know something is hurting you and still struggle to leave it behind. You can recognize a toxic habit, a destructive mindset, or unhealthy relationship and still return to them simply because it feels easier than change. Human beings naturally cling to what they know, even when what they know is painful. Breaking the cycle means standing face to face with everything you once accepted as normal and deciding it ends with you. And that decision is not easy. People often think change happens in one powerful moment, but most of the time, it happens quietly. It happens when you choose to respond differently instead of reacting emotionally. It happens when you stop entertaining the habits that destroy your peace. It happens when you finally walk away from what keeps pulling you backwards. Breaking the cycle is waking up one day and realizing you are tired of surviving the same lessons over and over again. Sometimes the cycle is generational. Pain gets passed down like an inheritance. A parent who never learned how to communicate raises a child who becomes afraid to express their emotion. A household filled with criticism creates someone who constantly doubts themselves. People who are hurt often hurt others without meaning to, because pain that is never healed usually spreads. That choice takes courage because healing often feels unfamiliar. Growth feels uncomfortable. Setting boundaries feel wrong when you spent your entire life pleasing others. Rest feels lazy when you were taught your worth only comes from productivity. Speaking up feels terrifying when silence once protected you. But discomfort is not always a sign you are failing. Sometimes it is proof that you are finally changing. Breaking the cycle also means accepting responsibility for your life without blaming yourself for everything that's happened to you. There is a difference. You may not be responsible for the wounds that you receive, but you are responsible for what happens next. You are responsible for whether those wounds continue controlling you or whether you finally begin healing from them. And healing is not linear. There will be days where you fall back into old habits, days where you miss the comfort of your old mindset, days where growth feels exhausting. But progress is not about never falling back, it is about refusing to stay there. The strongest people are not the ones who never struggled. They are the ones who become aware of their own patterns and fought to become different despite them. Because it takes strength to unlearn what once kept you safe. It takes strength to choose peace when chaos is all you have known. And it takes strength to become the person you needed when you were younger. In the end, breaking the cycle is not just about changing your own life. It is about changing the lives of the people around you and the people who come after you. Your healing affects others more than you realize. The way you speak, the way you love, the way you handle pain, the way you treat yourself. Everything changes when the cycle changes. Maybe that is what growth truly is. Not becoming someone completely different, but finally becoming someone free.